Was Michael Myers really standing there? Or was it all in Laurie Strode's head? Ooh. Now listen, if we were to ask John Carpenter point blank, I don't know if he ever has been asked this, but if we were to ask him, listen, John, was Michael Myers actually standing in Mr. Riddle's backyard amongst the laundry sheets looking up at Laurie Strode? You know, he'd probably be like, oh, yeah, no. He was actually there, this guy, you know, and the supernatural edge, and that's why he was gone, and all this, you know, whatever, right? However, there's enough, at the very least, circumstantial evidence to suggest that maybe, just maybe, it was all in Laurie Strode's head. And maybe, just maybe, that might have been the creative intention behind that moment. And I'm going to break it down to you and tell you why I think that with evidence. Ooh. Okay. Now, because what's really cool about that moment, and why that moment works in the ways that I'm talking about here is because Laurie Strode never looks away. She never gets distracted for a moment, right? It's not like the phone rings, she looks to the phone and then back out the window and then he's gone. Or something falls off the shelf and she looks away for, a second or two and then looks out the window and then he's gone. That doesn't happen. She doesn't take her eyes off of Myers. He's there, and then, for all intents and purposes, he dematerializes right in front of her face. I mean, minus the you know what I'm saying? He's just gone. And that's why it works, and it's amazing. But there's enough circumstantial evidence to suggest that maybe it was all in her head. And she's just freaking out. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back. Let's go back to the morning time, right? So Laurie Strode, she gets up in the morning. She leaves for school, right? Don't forget to drop the key off at the Myers house. I won't. They're coming by to look at the house at 10:30. Be sure to leave it under the mat. Promise. Right? And she goes over to the Myers house. Now, she knows about the Myers house, right? She knows about the stories. I mean, you hear Sheriff Brackett a bit later. Every kid in Haddonfield thinks this place is haunted. Dr. Loomis, they may be right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everybody knows. Everybody knows about this place. She knows where she's going. She knows it's the creepy haunted house in town, right? And, she goes up, she puts the key under the mat, she leaves, she has that conversation with Tommy. So already, spooky, eerie, it's seeping into her subconscious. It's affecting her. Laurie Strode is a virgin. She's sweet. She's innocent. She probably wears her heart on her sleeve. She's shy. Those people tend to be more emotionally sensitive than, somebody like a Linda or an Annie. You know what I'm saying, right? All depends on your personality and your makeup and all that kind of stuff. So she gets affected by things on a much deeper level than maybe the average person would. Okay, so she's there. There's the key. She drops the key off. That's already in her subconscious. She's had this experience. I mean, there's nothing bad about the experience, but she's already been to this creepy house. That's there. That's in her subconscious. Now we fast forward. Of course, she's in class. She looks out the window. There's this creepy guy standing across the street on the other side of the station wagon staring at her through the classroom window. And it's like, okay, that's affecting. It's getting into her subconscious. Even if she doesn't realize it consciously, it is affecting her psychologically. It's like, well, that's kind of creepy. Laurie, answer the question, ma'am. Fate, air, fire, and water. Then she looks back out and he's gone. Okay. Well, whatever. And then, of course, later she's leaving the school with with Linda. Annie shows up. The trio are walking down the sidewalk and there comes the car. And drives by, does that little look. I love that shot. Just that little look, you know what I mean? Right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, jerk, speed kills. It's like, what's going on? What are you doing? It's not affecting Linda or Annie. They're having fun. They're goofing around. They're having fun. But Laurie, right? The emotionally sensitive one, the virgin, the sweet one, the one that wears her heart on her sleeve, it's affecting her. She's like she's likely to be that one that's like, guys, stop. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because she gets spooked easily. She gets scared easily, right? She's emotionally sensitive. And so, so there's that experience. Now that's affected her, right? So now she's got the Myers house in the morning. She got the creepy guy across the street. She got the same creepy guy stopping in the middle of the road. Okay. All right. So they continue on their way, right? They continue on their way. Linda's like, see you later. And they keep going. And all of a sudden there's a fucking creepy guy standing by this bush. standing by the hedge. What's going on? And Annie's too busy in her purse. Where's my lipstick? Where's my condoms? Where's my mirror? Who knows what the fuck she's looking for, right? But you know what I mean, right? She's vain like that. We know there's a vain aura about her. And so, she's like, and then he's gone. He's gone, right? He dips into the thing, it's gone, whatever. But we actually see him dip, right? We see him dip, right? She's looking, we actually see him actually step behind the bush. That's different from the window situation, right? See, with the car, he's there and then he's gone, but she looked away. She was distracted by the teacher and then looked back. So that totally makes sense. There's enough time for him to get around, go to the driver's seat and drive off. Totally enough time, right? 100%. And then, of course, we see him by the bush and he steps behind the bush. So I totally believe that he is really in those spots. Totally believe that he was really on the other side of the car, really by the bush, 100%, right? 100%. And then, of course, Laurie's like, Annie, that one you yelled at and drove by so fast? Oh, subtle, isn't he? And then, of course, she walks over. It's like, Laurie's scared. Poor Laurie scared another one away. And he's not there. Now, Laurie's like, that's really creepy because he was there and I saw him step behind the bush and he's not there. Holy shit. Like, that's the guy from the car. That's the guy from across the street that now he's here at the hedge. This would affect Laurie far deeper on a psychological level than it would Annie or Linda. 100%. So it's affecting her, right? Now she gets home. She has that moment where we think, oh, maybe she's going to be okay, right? Where she says out loud, well, kid, thought you outgrew superstition, right? She says it kind of to herself, right? And then she goes inside and she goes to the window and boom, there he is. There he is standing amongst the laundry sheets. Oh my God. But she doesn't take her eyes off of him. He's there and then he's gone. And she freaks. As soon as he's gone, she freaks, slams the window shut and backs up slowly like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? He's just suddenly, what the fuck is going on, right? So the question then becomes, was he really there? Was he actually there? Was he across the street? Yes, 100%. Because she looks away, answers the teacher, looks back, and then he's gone. Like I said, enough time for him to walk around, get in the car, and drive off, right? No problem. Was he actually in the car when, he drove by the three? Oh, of course, hey, Jarek, speak. Yes, of course he was actually there. All three of them saw it, right? He's actually there 100%. Was he actually by the bush? Yes, I totally believe that because we see him step behind the bush, right? So therefore, we see him stepping away, right? 100% he was there. But was he actually standing in Mr. Riddle's backyard? Maybe. Maybe not. And maybe that's why it works so well, because Laurie thinks she's fine. Well, kid, thought you outgrew superstition. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? And it's seeping into her psychologically. You know what I mean? It's fascinating. And I don't think it's a question that really has an answer, or it might have an answer if you were to talk to John Carpenter, of course. But it's a question that isn't supposed to be answered, is what I'm saying, right? And that's why it works. Was he actually there, standing amongst the laundry sheets? Did he literally dematerialize? Well, that's not a supernatural edge. That's supernatural, right? You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the original intention of Michael Myers, right? It was just to have this flavor, this accent of, how does it? Well, that's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? It's fascinating. It's like, whoa, or was it all in her head? And it's seeping, it's wearing on her psyche about the experience she's had all day. And she's an emotionally sensitive individual where it would do that. It would do that. Annie's at home. Annie's not even fucking thinking about the guy in the car anymore. Hey, Jack, speed kills. She's not even thinking about that. She's, oh, Paul, give you all. Can't wait to bang you tonight, Paul. I mean, that's literally where she is right now, right? And Linda's just like, oh, Bob, can't wait to bang Bob. You know what I'm saying? That they're completely, and totally 100%. And that's it. That's intentional. That's intentional, to be completely oblivious to the seriousness of the situation that's going on. That is intentional in the writing. And Laurie, being the more emotionally sensitive one, is wise to those things. She's the one that picks up on those red flags, right? Those cues, those danger cues, right? And the foreshadowing. She picks up on that stuff. The others don't. That is actual fact in the narrative. That's stuff that's all right, all there. But did she actually see him, or was he actually standing in the backyard, or was it more of a symbolic final sort of warning? You know what I mean? It was Laurie telling herself to be careful. It was Laurie's psyche. It was Laurie's subconscious coming to her conscious mind for a brief moment saying, be careful. Fascinating, isn't it? Isn't it awesome? Isn't it amazing, right? Was he actually there or was it just a warning? It's pretty cool stuff. It's pretty cool stuff. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Dive into the comment section below and let me know. I'd love to know. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. There are my links right there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. That'll do it for me. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you soon. Alrighty. Cheers.